infinite ammo.
Alright.
Hey, people can see us. There we go.
Oh no.
That sounds terrifying.
We're exposed. Naked zombie cheeks. Go ahead, Brendan.
Okay, hey guys, this is Floyd Waymather, and welcome to the infinite. Oh, wait, hold on. Retake.
Fix it in post.
I thought he was gonna say he was O.J. Simpson next.
Oh no, God.
No. Well, I mean,
Juice,
I could dress up as him as Halloween if you want. I'm already dropping reference to this.
I'm O.J. Simpson. Does anyone see my glove?
It's like, oh no, Simpson.
Oh yeah.
O.J. Simpson game. Let's go. It's a racing game.
Oh, you gotta make sure you find a pair of gloves that don't fit.
Oh my god. Well, that was a great start.
I hate y'all.
Okay. Shit. Okay. Alright. Greetings, ladies, and whatever the rest of you guys are. Well, I am your host, Immortal Brando. And these fine citizens here of Zombieland is joining me today on a very special and interesting podcast. We are going to discuss horror movie concepts that deserves either a new game or just a game in general, I suppose. To start off with intros, let's start from the top. Bye, Double Dom.
Hi, I'm Dom.
Forward.
I'm alive. And I'm here.
Ah, well, that's unfortunate.
You damn right it is.
Creole Gaming.
Hello.
Yep. Daybreaker Rain.
How's it going, everybody?
Good. Nazi-chan.
It's Chen, you son of... No, hi, I'm Naz.
And last but not least, Des.
Hi, I'm Des. Welcome.
And that was my name, damn it.
All right, Renegade. Introduce yourself.
Hello, people. How's it going?
All right. That's everybody, right?
Wait, if Des is last but not least, does that mean that Ren is last and least?
Unfortunately, yes.
According to his logic, yes. You see why I hate this man? You see why I hate him?
Damn, someone's getting more roasted than marshmallows on an open fire.
Yeah. It's Sunday, okay, man. I gotta let it loose, okay? I didn't go to church.
You fucking sinner.
Oh no, so Brian could bore
no.
you to death?
Yeah.
No, I was about to say, if Brandon ever went to church, the church would be the thing that would go up in flames, not him.
You're probably right. Anywho, let's start off with by the Dom. What horror movie concepts do you think deserves a game?
Oh, so I know like the thing actually did get a video game itself. I don't remember if I never played it. I don't recall if anybody ever said if it was a good game or not.
I played it. It's not great.
Yeah, so I would kind of like, and it doesn't necessarily, keep in mind, doesn't necessarily have to be based on that movie per se, but kind of taking ideas off of that, and Dead Space, which is something we recently just talked about. Maybe a little bit of Extermination, and I don't know, like maybe like think of like a tactical third-person shooter, I guess, and kind of just mesh that into like one thing where like you're constantly like focused on like survival. You're not sure who's actually human and who is like the alien that could like mishmap.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
You're
what?
describing Among Us.
Yeah, well, no. Because like I said, like a mix mash of like tactical shooter and like survival game, with that kind of concept. But except for you're not playing like, oh, one person's the monster and they're killing off everybody or whatever, right? Like more like there would be a story for it and whatnot, but you are more or less playing like a survival horror game set in like a very like cold, wintry like location with a bunch of fucking transforming aliens that could fucking kill you in 70 million different ways that they could think of.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
All right. Anybody want to interject?
I,
Going once? Going twice?
I did actually have some ideas about John Carpenter's The Thing as well, and that was actually first on my list. I'm glad I made other ones. But yeah, like you're kind of describing Among Us, and honestly, like a John Carpenter's The Thing game that is more or less like a more realistic Among Us and has a lot more of a disguising as other players and like sneaking around and sabotaging and murdering people. That could be fun as shit, as well as like having a tactical shooter element as well.
Well, like keep in mind, I'm thinking more like extermination, Dead Space kind of vibes. You know?
Okay.
As far as like gameplay, so like there would actually be like, because like I get that there's an appeal for like things like Among Us and like you know what was the other one, Dead by Daylight and other games like that, where like you're running away from a killer and you're trying to find out who the killer is and things of that nature, and that's you know I get the appeal for it, but like what I had in mind was more so something like a sci-fi like survival horror game where you have to think about like the resources you're using, be concerned about like surviving in like a very cold and harsh climate, while also being worried about like NPCs that you might come across throughout, you know, the story and whatnot, who could be, you know, the Thing or whatever alien it could be, right? You know, assuming it's not actually based strictly on the Thing and just inspired by it, and then just kind of going from there.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to be a little bit like how the movie was, to be honest. Like all of a sudden it's like, oh, we can just get a gun. Oh, nope, sorry, it's like the Thing just toss that out, and the only thing you have is a makeshift flamethrower.
I mean, yeah, perhaps that, and that's kind of why like I had mentioned Dead Space as well, like, you know, because this could be like semi-tactical shooter, semi like futuristic as well in terms of like the type of weaponry you get and whatnot. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be set in our like our current time period.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick though, Cryo, you can go ahead and just say your piece on the subject since you're already talking.
Yeah. Um, for me, I kind of want to have that, cause like you guys know, and like everyone knows, like I love John Carpenter's Halloween. I want there to be a game. I know you could say Alien Isolation was this, but I really want an experience where like it's like a an AI versus you, something like yeah, it is basically exactly like Alien Isolation, but it's like Michael Myers and you have to hide or fight him off for as long as you can. I would love that because, to be honest, um, I will poop my pants. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I mean, getting chased by Michael, hearing John Carpenter's theme blasting in your ear, like especially if it's all quiet and then just boom. I would love to have that experience, to be honest.
Oh Jesus.
With actually with a lot of the like old like horror movie icons, I feel like that would work. The only like issue with that is like, is it going to delve into like the stereotypical run and hide sim?
Yeah, we've had so many of
like-
those.
Yeah, I mean, that's why like I'm afraid of like if Halloween actually does get a game like that. I hope it's not gonna be just run and hide, because in every single one of the movies we've had Michael get like beaten the hell up. So
Hmm.
you know
I mean, it would become a part of the course depending on when it is, though, because if say it's Friday 13th, right? You're not gonna fight Jason square up, right? So like you're gonna run and hide.
I think it just
Yeah.
depends on what the dev team would actually do with it. Because yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did feel like Jason was actually nerfed pretty much in Friday the 13th game. That's just how I feel. But
Yeah.
but
I mean,
I'm all done with that.
All right, so
All right,
Nazi-chan, you want to go
Nazi.
next?
yeah. I do want to quickly add on to his Halloween thing is that you probably could avoid the run and hide thing if you went Halloween, just because those people that Michael kills are usually a bit more scrappier than the teenagers Jason kills. But my idea is, and I'm really tired of these like run and hide sims. I was thinking that maybe we'd be better off if we went back to more psychological horror oriented things. And one idea I had would be like if we had to base it around a movie, I'd say basing something around Get Out would be kind of fun. Um, just like it would have to be like a single player only, but just you have this, or you could do multiplayer. You'd have to do it really weirdly. Just this idea of you being in a place that should be familiar with people that you should know, but everything is just slightly off. Everything is slightly different, and they're trying to make you like them. It does have that, like, I guess you could also call it like Invasion of the Body Snatchers if you wanted to go with a more classic movie, but like something that doesn't really have a specific monster but has a more psychological element would probably be a lot better than the whole jump scare and run and hide shit that we've had for the last, like, was it 10 years now?
Yeah. The thing that basically like with that whole genre like got kickstarted because of things like Amnesia and Outlast, but it started going a little bit overboard, especially after the cancellation of PT, because everybody wanted to make their own PT.
Yeah.
So, so definitely, yeah.
Like I think like one idea I did have that would be a like an elevator pitch or just like a thing, like, you know that scene in Get Out where like he's at that white people party and like he sees like the one other black guy and he approaches like he would someone else and it's just like wrong.
That's a pretty
Like,
apt description.
yeah, like imagine that, but like from a like you're playing it. Like that would probably make so many people shit their pants, especially if they did it so instead of just a random guy you'd never met, it was someone that you knew from earlier in the game.
I think that'd be pretty interesting. I was going to say I don't know how if people have seen Get Out and it was kind of, exactly like Get Out. I don't know if they'd have like that feeling, but it is a pretty interesting concept if it is somebody from earlier in the game that you knew.
You'd probably need to lean it away from the racial element, not just so like everyone gets it.
I actually want to kind of add on to this point.
Yeah, you got 3 seconds.
Shut up. Just really quick, like, if you all have seen the movie Shutter Island with Leo DiCaprio, Evil Within was actually going to be like that at one point, quite a bit with like all the psychological elements, and you were going to start thinking like, oh, maybe is Sebastian actually like a mental patient rather than, the detective that he claims he is? So maybe something kind of similar to that, where like you meet somebody and it turns out that they're like a completely different person than what they claimed they were from the beginning of the game.
Holy shit, that would have been a such better game. Like I'm almost done with that game and I want to kill myself. That game is awful. Like, holy shit, that would have been so much better.
All right, Daybreaker, you want to go ahead and go on topic?
Sure. So I wrote down like a couple things. So, and I do want to preface this. Some of the things that I might be talking about might sound similar to games that are already out on the market. That's kind of an inevitability, unfortunately, is that a lot of things that we probably would pose for any sort of game is going to be very similar to what's already out there. So just keep that in mind, I guess, as we go forward. So the first thing that I would really like to see, I'm not exactly sure what type of gameplay it would be like, but something involving all of the classic monster movie villains. So, we got Count Dracula, the Mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Like, we just haven't really seen a lot of those characters be utilized in any sort of media, especially in games, like other than, of course, Dracula and, maybe stuff like Frankenstein and the Mummy showing up in games like Castlevania. But I would like a game that actually features those characters prominently, and maybe it could be sort of campy, something like Scooby Doo in a way where it's more mystery and there's aspects of like, oh, these villains show up to harass the player character or something like that, or there's different settings where you're investigating like the Mummy's tomb, for example, or Dracula's castle. Something like that. I wouldn't mind it being super campy at all. The next thing that I had, because the game is not very good by any stretch of the imagination, I would love to see Junon the Grudge be taken as another shot given to a game of that concept. Because the first one on the Wii was basically just kind of like a haunted house sim with a pseudo plot. I mean, there is a plot to the game, but it really just ends up being more like a haunted house simulator. So I would like to see something different with that. Particularly, I'd like to see something in VR, because VR is really big nowadays, and I think something like The Grudge would be perfect for a VR horror title. Also, Biodifferent, maybe something like Waxworks. Yeah, I guess I could kind of see that. Oh, for the previous game, yeah, I could kind of see that. Yeah, definitely. And then of course, the last one I'd probably want to see is an Evil Dead Resurgence for a video game, and I'd love it to be like a third-person shooter, probably in the style of like RE4. I think that would be a perfect format for that type of game, and I think it would be a hell of a lot of fun. Probably, definitely more of an emphasis on combat than some of the RE games, because I know that with RE4, like resource management was sort of a thing in RE4, and then it got kind of more actiony in RE5 and RE6. So I definitely want it being more action oriented.
All right, that's pretty good. Does sound entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of having Ju-on and Sadako have actual games of their own is such a good idea, because my god, everything that has any amount of Japanese people touching them has a Sadako reference, and it's so annoying she doesn't have her own game. God damn
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
I will say, to add to that, to be honest, in my opinion, like with that, the more that the player actually sees her or anything related to the house, they slowly start losing their mind until she comes over to take you.
Also kind of doing like what's that game on GameCube, Eternal Darkness, kind of like having like a sanity sort of system.
Yeah, like at first, you go in, you go into the house, you think nothing of it, like this is just a stupid story, and then all of a sudden you return back to your apartment or your house, then so all of a sudden you're starting to see her just appear out of nowhere. You're hearing noises, and it just slowly raises up your paranoia levels, and then is your paranoia levels like start going higher and higher. You see her more and more and shit from the house, and all of a sudden your insanity levels just start, well, anxiety slash insanity levels just rising until finally she takes you, or well, the curse takes you. That's what I would want to see, to be honest.
Like, okay, that sounds really cool, but like my brain had right there, I couldn't help but go, man, that sounds like carbon monoxide poisoning.
It's
I just
Mhm.
want to say that actually sounds horrifying, and as you were explaining it, my heart rate was like increasing. But I think that's a pretty solid sounding game, especially with, again, like the amount of the kind of horror games that we've been getting lately. I feel like it'd be kind of a different take on something that could scare the shit out of somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Dom. I mean, and plus, I mean, hell, in the game you could be just whether you're playing it in VR or you're using a mouse, a keyboard, or what have you. You're looking in the mirror, you look down, and then you look back up. You see her just peeking in the mirror, and then you turn around, she's not there. You turn around to the mirror, and she's still there. You turn around again, you look back to the mirror, and she's gone. Like, I would love to see that. Be very creepy.
Do we get stuff like that in horror? I know we get it in like films and stuff, but I can't think of a horror game where you would get something
Not
like that.
not recently, no. Like the last few examples are the ones in the chat where it's like maybe Clock Tower or Eternal Darkness, but in terms of like a meter that's screwing with your sanity, no, I don't think we've gotten that in a long time.
Like the last,
Amnesia.
yeah, I was about to say like the last one that I recall is Amnesia having that sort of system.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
was the only one that I could think of as well.
Yeah, but it's not really that common, so I think a game would have. I think if they brought that back, it would be very interesting.
The mirror thing would be something that'd be hard to do with modern stuff because most engines render mirrors like dynamically, unlike old games where they did have that mirror trick where they would have to basically mirror the room on both sides. So it would be a big performance hit on modern games.
You know, I have a side question here. With the stuff they do in Eternal Darkness, like deleting your saves and all that stuff, do you guys think that people could be tricked by something like that again in the year 2020 where we have the internet?
It needs to be
Undertale did it.
cleverly. It needs to be cleverly hidden, because obviously it's like a one straight forward type of thing, and people are not gonna fall for it, or people will read up on it though. Like it needs to be something that at least it'd be dynamic enough to at least it would be little, you know, the style will be shaken up a bit, you know.
Hmm. Like I'm thinking
Okay.
maybe some in-game mechanics like where you just can't save in-game and it's like, well, what the fuck's going on? I don't know what's happening, and you have to do like a little puzzle to solve it or something, or make people frustrated that way. Like I just have a feeling that if you screw with people that much with the in-game mechanics, they may still get like spooked or scared by it.
It
Oh,
it would
so
probably work once.
Yes, it is a
I
one-time
think
deal.
I think with something like that, you'd be better off like focusing heavily on like sound design and like just environmental cues. Like
That's good.
granted, like I understand like the cool idea of like Eternal Darkness is where it's like the game is literally fucking with you if you're not having your sanity meter like constantly low or just empty.
Mhm.
However, on the other hand, it's like once it's been done once, people could kind of figure it out and figure ways around that and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a 50-50 deal. I feel like it's more like it has to be maybe situational, and it has to be something where like they could not possibly expect that to happen at any point in time.
Yeah, now that you mention that, I thought of something another thing that would be like really creepy. Like you could have different things to like lower your insanity. You could say, "Oh, let's just watch TV." But if you do it too many times, you end up seeing her on the TV. Like as you're seeing, because you can see her, you're seeing her like everywhere and everything like that. But if you rely too much on something, you end up seeing her a little bit more. So like you could be on looking on the TV, watching news or whatever, and then you just see her just pop up out of nowhere on the TV, increasing your insanity level and your paranoia level. That kind of thing. I would love
So,
to see that.
You
so like
know,
your brain kind of gets used to it, kind of thing.
I have an example, a good one. Silent Hill 4, The Room. Like, imagine the whole game being like that, where it's not necessarily just you walking in a room in first person. It's just there's so much stuff in the background fucking with you that you don't know what's real or what's fake. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could see
Yeah.
that.
Because I
I
remember they were doing things like the cat in the refrigerator, and I thought that was creepy as shit, as well as the bloody footprints on the floor. So I really like that stuff.
I think another good idea for that, and if I recall correctly, like Silent Hill 4's premise is all about like trying to solve like these mysterious murders where like random like characters or people that have been killed that are marked with like a serial number of sorts. I think it would be interesting, like say like like the idea with the TV or the silent hole. No, but like like the idea with the TV or like say with like a radio kind of like how PT did, where like maybe you hear about some of the things that you were doing in the game, you know, and maybe it'll be subtle, but maybe it could imply some things like, oh, maybe you were the one that was doing these things, and it, you know, you were just imagining it as a thing of like you're being chased by some kind of monster or entity that is like doing these horrific things, right?
It
Yeah.
sounds like this is a game where it's like you're just on LSD the whole time.
It's like I said, there's a carbon monoxide leak in your apartment.
Yeah, like it wouldn't happen, you know, obviously like all at once, because to be honest, that would actually kill the vibe of the game. But it would be gradual, you know, like you'd proceed through the day as usual. Same with the next day, but then all of a sudden, on the third day, it's like, okay, what's going on, stuff like that.
Mm.
So like by the or middle of the second day, that's when you start seeing her pop up and everything like that, and it feels like it's one of those days where you feel like you need to look over your shoulders, like, is she there? Is she not? Do I take the chance? Okay, let me take a look. Okay, she's not there. And then all of a sudden you look ahead and she's right there in
Look,
front of you. And you're like,
Lisa.
oh, okay.
Lisa in Silent Hills was thick, and that's all I'm gonna say on that. Extra thick.
Oh,
Okay.
right here. Did you say your piece on this?
No,
You
no.
weirdo.
Yeah.
I have a list. I
Yeah,
have a
go
list. So
FBI, open up.
He's got the
hey,
little
she's an undead adult ghost. I mean, she can get it. But all right, let me do my list before we veer off topic. All right. So my list is very simple. I think they should do some type of Ed Boon Mortal Kombat style fighting game, because we already have this in MK with the guest characters. Let's be honest. Like, we had Leatherface, Alien, Predator, fucking Jason Voorhees. I think it was Freddy and MK the reboot as well, or MK9. Yeah,
It was MK9, yeah.
yeah. So we might as well just have a horror fighting game where,
So Terradrome officially.
yeah, Terradrome officially the Mortal Kombat experience. I don't see why they haven't done that yet. Outside of MK, the next thing I want is maybe a Nightmare on Elm Street game, because we had the one on NES, but I would like to see that come back. I think the way they should do it is like a psychological Silent Hill mindfuck. Screw with the player. Freddy's coming. The dream world is like super different. I think that would be perfect actually for a Freddy game. The next
Actually,
one,
Ren, I have a concept of that though. Once it's my turn though, I actually have a concept. Some with not Friday, Nightmare on Elm Street. I think you might like.
okay. I'm gonna let you go into depth on that when you go. But the next one I have is Saw the video game. I know we had a Saw game before, but I just want to see a new one that's better and based on trying to get the fuck out of traps. And I thought that idea was cool, but the jankiness of Saw was not good. So we need a better game with less bugs. The
It
next,
deserves
Which
better.
one? Which one? The first game or the second one?
I
Or
think
both?
weren't both like pretty buggy.
I heard that
Both two
uh,
was worse
yeah,
in terms of
yeah.
jankiness though, but I still
That's why I
enjoyed
got-
it for what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I heard that 2 wasn't like how the first game was.
Actually, you know what? I know a good development team that could do it potentially. The Outlast guys, no, because the concept of both is not that much different, really. No, I think they could actually pull it off. Just put it in third person, wherever. Your choice.
All right, so let me continue. I have two more. The next one is Saw. I mean, not Saw. I just said Saw. Fuck. Sorry about that. The next one is Jaws Unleashed, and they did a Jaws Unleashed game, but I just want to see another one where you got a big ass shark that can eat people in a horror setting. That'd be cool. Maybe you could play as the. There's this game on Steam called Death, where you could play as like humans versus sharks. Maybe they could do some multiplayer with that. Who knows? The last one is The Mummy, and I don't know what the style would be, but I have a weird feeling that if they made like a really good survival horror mummy game, that would be excellent. Like, just you in the tombs. It's something like Tomb Raider, except it's all scary and fucked up, and you have the bugs and the scarabs running through people's faces and all that, and you're trying to get the hell out of there. Oh, that'd be so amazing, man. I love it.
So
I- I did
So-
hear that the Mummy Demastered is actually really good.
Oh, it is interesting. Isn't that the 2D side scroller they put out?
Yeah, I've actually heard really good things about it. I've really been wanting to try it out.
Oh, someone posted. Isn't that I forgot what that dude's name was in the movie.
Imhotep.
Imhotep.
Em-
Yes.
Emotep.
That scene where the bug runs through his face and he eats it, that just fucking still gets me, dude. It's so gross.
Yeah.
Wasn't there actually a game called The Mummy that was based on the movie? It was like a movie tie-in.
I think so it was, but I want like a really good AAA survival horror movie tie-in with that because I think, like I said, it's just Tomb Raider, but it's scary as shit. That's my idea for something like that.
Oh, you wanted to have more. You wanted to have more horror than action.
Yes, yes. I mean, I like action, don't get me wrong, and I still want action peppered in, but it's the atmosphere, man. Just imagine being in a tomb with a flame and you're all by yourself and there's no one there. It's like, that will scare the shit out of me. Also,
Yeah, that'd definitely be really cool.
Also, I think it would be a good idea to also implement like traps because those in survival horror games, like you see them once in a while, but it's not something you see often. It's not all the time. So I think maybe challenging the player that way instead of making them do this long puzzle. You got to get past this trap, and if you don't, you'll die. I think that would be a great idea. All right, so that's my list done. Anyone else want to go?
Yeah, anybody's gonna interject because I'm going to say my pieces. Nope. Going once, going twice.
Oh shit, my microphone was off. Okay. I was gonna say like as far as the mummy thing, I do think like Tomb Raider but spooky would be a good idea, but I feel like you shouldn't have the player play as Brendan Fraser or the other chick or like even the scared guy who pisses himself a lot.
Tom
you
Cruise?
It should be his own continuity.
Yeah, it should be his own continuity. Like, don't have Emotep, like, don't have anything like have like it be in the same universe, and you're just like some like nobody exploring a tomb. Like maybe you've got some firearm expertise or something, but like it should be atmospheric and horrifying, and jump scares need to get the fuck out because that movie was never about jump scares.
I have a feeling that maybe the mummy itself could be like a reoccurring enemy. It's not just like, oh, you see it far away and that's it. Like that shit is actually chasing you and it's scary. I would be like, okay, I want out of this tomb immediately, fam.
Like Mr. X or Nemesis, except good.
I mean, I like Mr. X, but yeah, he just walks and he's easy sometimes. So I can see
He was
that.
scary for about 5 minutes and then he became an annoyance.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he
my
is annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say like, but the Nightmare on Elm Street game, it would actually be really, really nice to be honest for once. Just have a good old 3D type of game like uh. hmm,
Why not a
I would
Freddy
say
mode?
first person. I would say first person. To be honest.
No. Since we're talking about this, let me go ahead and say my piece on this.
All right.
Yeah, for Friday. Dang it, I keep wanting to say Friday. Sorry. Nightmare on Elm Street game. What I want honestly is like the game to you play as exclusively Friday. Think Dead by Daylight. But no, it's just you only as Freddy though. I want this to deviate from the continuity. No, you only Freddy. You go through each like movie timeline, but you kill everyone. You go in there and you figure out how do you want the people to die, or you want to react the movie. You kill them that way. That's my dream. No, Nightmare on Elm Street movie. The movie. Damn it.
So,
Game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah,
another one too. What's up, Griff?
So for Friday, so it would be pretty much how Friday the 13th did it with the offline bots and everything like that, the challenges and everything like that, except you basically go through each of the movies instead, and it's your choice if you want to reenact classic scenes, whether string somebody up onto the roof and everything like that, and slash them, or just like in the first Nightmare movie, or what have you, sort of like that, right?
I just want to see it.
Also,
Go ahead.
I
oh,
would love it.
like You guys remember Beyond Two Souls, right? No, Des recently played that
Oh,
and finished it.
yes.
Yeah.
So you know that ghost thing. I forgot what his name was.
Hayden.
Yeah, imagine you like that as Freddy. Like when you're not in the dream world, right? You manipulate the environment to get the people into the spot you want, and then you commit the act of death.
Oh, that'd be such a
Ooh.
That
cool fucking like thing. Or
Especially
that is definitely a cool concept.
yeah, especially if they're already teeter-tottering between being awake and asleep, because I know even though people give, um even though people give the remake a lot of shit, that his plan with that was actually pretty smart. Make the person stay
Shit.
awake for so long that when that person finally shuts their eyes, they cannot wake up no matter how hard they try because of how long they've been awake.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like that. That would actually
Hmm.
be nice to see in a Nightmare
Yeah,
movie. I mean, not
you
movie, game.
you could have like to go off the Aiden idea. You could have Freddy like manipulate the real world. Like he can't kill anyone, but what he can do is adjust the world to make it more likely to go to sleep. Like you can make
Yeah, because
fluffier pillows, make a lullaby play, put sleeping pills in someone's coffees if they don't check it. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
I
I
know.
was. Oh, God.
What's up, this?
Oh,
Oh, see, okay, so
oh
what
yeah.
I was gonna say was, I mean, it'd be kind of nice to mess with the environment, but like going in the other way, like if they're starting to fall asleep, but you're not quite sure, hey, they're gonna stay asleep, you can mess with the environment and be like, hey, I'm gonna, knock this over, or I'm gonna close the store, or open the store, I'm gonna bang against the wall, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This could also work in the dream world as well because once they end it though, you're gonna have to like mess with them in there and again kill them. So
yeah.
like it's up to you. Like I guess leave it up there. Like when you want to keep them in like spirit form thing, or make them go like full body Freddy and just go around just being a dick to the person and get ready to kill
Well,
him.
but you could do both. You could have Freddy like bounce between at will, and if somebody is asleep and in the dream world, it's up to Freddy to go into the dream world, find them, and kill them, while the people have to try and find a way out of the dream world.
yeah,
So
because I
that
know.
way Freddy has basically two things. He's got to get them to sleep, and then once they're asleep, he's got to be ready to kill them.
Yeah, like I want to see, like, I know in the remake there was a scene where they're in the pharmacy, and I believe the character's name. I know they changed the last name. I think they kept the first names relatively the same. Nancy ended up basically she was teeter-tottering between being awake and being asleep, and she could actually see Freddy like right in front of her.
Yeah.
And
She couldn't like tell the difference between being in reality
yeah,
and the dream world. That kind of
yeah,
thing.
I want to see that. I want to see that. I know, like I said, people give that movie a lot of shit, but to be honest, when I saw that part in theaters, I'm like, yeah, that's something. Yeah, that's something Freddy
Yeah,
would do.
the
Yeah,
movie was honestly stupid, but it had a lot of nice ideas that could work in a sequel if they want to improve the movie.
yeah,
Because no, cinematography wise though, the movie is fantastic though. Just there's a lot of problems with it, which that's a whole nother discussion though.
yep.
Okay,
But
so
oh,
I I
but
I wanted to say real quick why I didn't put Friday on my list. It was on there at first, but I was like, I kind of want a single player Friday game and not a multiplayer one. And I was thinking to myself,
Thank
like,
you.
how would they be able to do something like that? I think because there's gonna be people that's like, I don't want to play with the survivors, I want to play with Jason, and then there's gonna be people that's like, maybe playing with the survivors increases the fear and the scary tension of the game. So I'm wondering, like, how would you guys figure a Friday game would work under those circumstances with single player only?
Um,
I think the concept could work with the idea I had laid out for the nightmare thing.
Mhm.
But obviously change it up where it's like no use again because sabotage or just wait for somebody to leave or going for the kill, reenact something, you name it,
yeah,
something similar like that.
The
So
only thing
yeah.
I could really think of was like, if you went kind of sort of in the Until Dawn route, like if the players just did not know like that there was a killer initially, and then oh, who's the killer? And then I mean I don't know if it'd be kind of like a consequence game, or like if you make a bad decision, like it'll kill a character or whatever. But
Oh,
it could be
like
like
if
for different
say,
survivors.
well, like if you deviate from the group, like that could be, a 50-50 chance of you dying right there.
That's not so bad. Like just making
Yeah.
poor choices and make them smart. And if you keep fucking up, Jason's gonna get you. I think that'd be cool, actually. I also mentioned this in the post-amble section of this podcast, but I also thought about an idea for Friday the 13th. I guess it would be sort of like a spin-off. If you think about the 2010 game Splatterhouse, where you are this giant, big, brawling, Hulk looking motherfucker, right? And you're wearing this mask where it's sort of like a Jason mask anyway. The original Splatterhouse also had a Jason like mask. You're going around chopping people up in a 2D plane in that game. And in Splatterhouse 2010, you are in this sort of third person perspective, ripping out arms, tearing off limbs, beating people to death with them. Maybe they could do like a Friday spin-off where you're playing with Jason, and it's kind of like a beat 'em up in a sense, where you're going around and killing all these counselors, and there's like sort of a co-op element where you have to get away. It's like a little bit arcadey. I guess that reminds me a bit of the Friday multiplayer, where you're sort of running away as a camp counselor from Jason. That would be a little bit fun. Like I said, spin-off idea in mind, nothing like a serious Friday take that we have now, but I think something in the vein of Splatterhouse would be entertaining.
So y'all might hate me for this, but single player Friday game where you play as the killer. Why not make a Pamela Voorhees game?
I'm not sure if
That-
like Jason.
But
It'd be-
you're the killer, but you're also an elderly old woman who has to deal with people that are physically much better than you. So you got to be creative.
This
That
sounds like
concept would actually work only in the line of the first game, unless you want to deviate from the continuity.
dude.
I don't
dude,
know,
my
man.
God.
There's that one mobile game that's like called like Granny or whatever. There's like a
Yeah.
mobile game series.
Yeah,
You know, so an
I-
old woman could be theoretically scary.
Like
It just-
I mean,
yeah.
it would be a one-off game, and it would like spin off into like a thing where like, oh, what if Pamela won? Like if you actually win
Yeah.
the game, but like still like that would be difficult and that would be fun. It might even be able, and it would still be a
And
horror
different.
game with you at the killer thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
because you
also
said
be
that.
different.
Because you said that, that's making me think of like Watch Dogs Legion. I swear I can't get it out of my head. Where you're playing as this old ass lady with an old ass hip with an
You're
old ass
Granny.
brisket. Like it's so
Playing as-
funny, dude.
Playing as the fucking Queen of England.
I will say it would be nice, like maybe have the game tie into maybe be like a little semi prequel to the first movie. To be honest, it would be
Ooh.
nice to see with Pamela. You know, it would. I think it would be cool. Like the game would start off. You know, you're just doing your usual and everything like that. You know, you're obviously right now you're playing as Pamela. And then all of a sudden you just hear a kid screaming in the background, and you turn and it's Jason. He's drowning, and you're screaming out for help. No one's listening. And then the game continues on as normal, and then at nighttime, it's dinner time, and you decide to basically kill the counselors that were
I have
who
a
was supposed to be watching.
I have a
but-
feeling that's better off as an intro, and the rest is just you carrying on as normal while making those like
yeah, that's
educated
what I was
choices.
saying, like that was
Yeah.
the intro, that's how it would
Yeah.
start.
So
Yeah.
like during the day you blend in as regular Pamela and do whatever Pamela did, because wasn't she like a cook or something at the camp or some shit like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, like
something
you,
like that.
yeah, you blend in, you do whatever you need to, but at the same time you're setting up traps and trying not to get caught. So the daytime is a stealth game, and it can
Wait,
even
this
be
is
sti-
Hitman.
Yeah,
No!
basically, it's Hitman, but it's a horror game. And
Well-
because you're an old ass grandma, that you have a feeling of scared because you might get caught. So, like, while you are causing horror by doing all this murder, you yourself are also scared because what if you get fucking caught by these assholes who are going to catch you murdering?
Well,
On one note,
well,
though, hold on,
oh.
Crail. On the one thing I would like to add too is that, like, no, it'd be neat a system to like cover your tracks, because like if you're the cook and you use food to poison people, like trace it right back to you, right? I think it should there should be a system in place where you can sabotage people and put the blame on them to make them think like they're the killer instead of you. You know.
Oh, that'd be cool. It's Hitman, but it'd be actually cool to do something like that where you gotta
Hitman,
actually
but you're a
conceal.
grandma. Agent 87.
Now
Agent
with
time for a retirement plan.
My hip.
my, I will say, like, Pamela didn't really worry too much about at least if we're talking about the lore, she never got worried that she was gonna get caught. In fact, I think that in the continuity that I'm most familiar with, she kept hearing Jason's voice during the entire thing, just screaming out to her, "Help, mommy, help me!" And because that's why in the first movie, that's why she looked off in the distance and she could hear, his voice, and he's like, "Don't worry, don't worry." She's like, "Don't worry, Jason, I'll get them for you," And I think if that were to work like that, I think the more that you kill, the more that you hear the kid Jason's voice in your ear.
Like psychological horror from the perspective of the killer, I feel like it's something that hasn't been really done ever, and that'd be really fucking cool.
Yeah, because with Pamela, she lost it. Like she completely lost it when Jason drowned because of the two counselors not watching them. I think they were doing the dirty work or something.
The dirty work.
They were engaging in the most dangerous thing to do in a movie: premarital sex.
In a horror movie.
We love premarital sex.
I got that reference.
All right. I actually have two more things to share before I move on to this because we're actually an hour in, so
we're almost an hour in. Almost.
Okay. Now, how many of you guys heard of the film franchise One Missed Call?
I haven't.
Yes.
I think I've heard of it, but I've never seen any of them.
Wait, there's more than one?
Yes. It's based on a Japanese movies. There's 3 of them, and we got an American remake, which was kind of ass. Now
I only saw the American one.
You gotta see the Japanese ones; those are really good. But
what's it called?
One Missed Call.
I've never heard of it.
I figure it much because it's very obscure. Like it would have been popular as The Grudge, though, if The Grudge didn't came out. I will say that much. Now, the concept I have for that series is like something similar on the lines of Fatal Frame, but instead of just taking pictures of ghosts or whatever, though, you solve the mystery of on how to stop the ghost from killing people via literally the cell phone. Now, for the movie, so the concept is that there's like a chain of events that go down. One person dies by some freak accident. They became like a vengeful spirit, and those contacts people on your phone or going down the line will die. But you will receive a voicemail predicting your future, how you would die. Like for example, if you and I having this conversation right now, let's say I'm going to get McDonald's, right? And a car come by and hit somebody. Boom, you hear that on the voicemail. And then later down the line, at an unknown point in time, that can happen, and people won't realize it though. But once you say those lines or whatever, you're dead. So I think that would that could in a style of Fatal Frame, without taking pictures, of course, you find a way to prevent people from dying and stop the ghosts from executing people via those methods I mentioned. Are you saying, Crow?
Oh, so you said One Missed Call?
Yeah, that's the American remake.
Okay. Because you said it so fast, I thought you said whimsical.
Whimsical, really?
I thought that's because you said it so fast. I'm like, wait, what? I've heard of that. Yeah, I heard of it.
That's a hell of a fucking poster, dude.
Yeah, that poster is something.
That's a face only a mother could love.
Watch it before bed tonight because I have it.
What in the fuck? Yo, this thing looks like an alien has his ball sack shoved in his eyelids. Like, what is going on there?
Red,
Red,
shut up.
shut the hell up.
Okay, Red out here just making sure no one gets to enjoy horror movies no more.
Yeah, like, yeah, maybe I
What-
will not watch this movie tonight.
No, this
That's all I'll see.
not the way that movie poster looks. It looks like one instead of one missed call is one missed nut.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Oh,
Look at
Jesus,
that
all
thing.
you.
It is terrible.
You're going to talk. You're going to talk, Brandon.
It's
I
not
got
sack
nothing wrong.
alien. Look at it. All right, what's your second idea, Brendan? Because I'm laughing
Now,
tomorrow.
how many of you guys heard of Wrong Turn movies? Because
I've heard of those,
unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I only saw the first like 2.
Same.
you did a good thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, I'm lying. I think I saw the third one too, and then I gave up after that because it was really bad.
Doesn't get better from there. I'm sorry, but now, I like the concept of Wrong Turn. That's not past 2 because 1 and 2 are the best. Now, it's gonna be a mixture of like again like something in the Outlast where you actually have to run high because in these guys you cannot fight them straight up because they're so strong to a point they can actually rip off a limb with no problem, right? Instead, though, you're gonna like have like stealth like mechanics akin to like other games like Evil Within, right? You get behind people, stab them in the head or whatever, right? Instead, though, you're gonna use that like you can lure them to traps and use their environment against them because that did happen in the movies, right? You use their equipment, use their environment, and use it against them. I think that would be a neat idea for a Death Note game. That'd be a neat idea for that line of movies into a game.
See that?
Oh, we
Sorry,
all.
It would just one thing that would have to be really focused on is the AI, because you obviously you as the player character, you'd have to be one step ahead of the AI, in terms to get the upper hand on them, because I haven't seen the movies myself, but I assume that the killers in the movies are pretty adequate at their job. So obviously, you'd want the AI to reflect that. You wouldn't want it to be like one of these things where it's super easy to get the upper hand, 90% of the time.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because despite their appearance and how they became, what they are, they're really intelligent. So like, yeah, you cannot just go in a straightforward approach. So yeah, they need to like make an AI where they will pick up on things or whatever that be super intelligent. Where, like you said, you need to be one step ahead of them.
Okay, so I have a joke question here, or something to ask you guys.
No.
So it's nothing weird.
No.
It's nothing weird. I promise. So I really
Swear.
want. I swear on my mother, maybe. But there's a Leprechaun in the Hood game, right?
Yeah.
So
You're
you're straight in the ghetto, and you're
Leprechaun in the Hood game. Let's go.
you're
so
smoking
it be
weed.
Saints Row.
Yeah, you're smoking weed at like 5'3", and I'm just wondering, like, how's that gonna work as a video game?
No, we need. Okay, all of our ideas up to this point have been garbage. Now we need a Leprechaun in the Hood game.
I have a follow-up suggestion to this. We need a Tales from the Hood video game as well.
Oh shit!
I forgot that happened, dude.
You know what the fucked up
But
thing
we
is
already
that, like, I think it was I want to say it was like the last story in that movie that was actually really fucking good too as a like horror concept.
Really? No, that's interesting.
Look,
Red-
Red,
we already have a concept for that. It's just called GTA.
I could be 5'3" in GTA. I don't mind that.
all I have to say
You gotta wear a lot of green too.
Oh man, Grove Street.
Red.
Okay. All right.
My only thing I have to ask you is, where's my pot of gold?
Oh my god, those movies! I swear to God, if we watch those someday, it's gonna be funny as fuck. Cause I swear, he goes to the hood and then he goes back to the hood, and I'm like, why?
Because, hey man, he had a good time in the Hood.
Hey,
What is this
Hey,
magical
Ren.
herb?
Okay, hold
Well,
up, Ren.
maybe
Once
he
you go,
Oh,
wait, hold on. Once you go black, you never go back. Okay,
I knew-
that's literally the same equivalent of the Hood.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Maybe he
fucker.
just wanted some weed and some big booty bitches.
Green. I want to smoke some green.
Fucking, doesn't he wind up owning a fucking strip club by the end of that movie?
I don't know.
I
That's so
think he
weird.
does.
Like, there's one leprechaun death. I don't think it's in the hood, but I swear it was one where he made this woman blow up and her boobs turned into giant silicone like double E's and they just exploded. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this happened in a horror movie. All right
Yeah,
then.
he pumped her with like a bike pump or something.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
I
think
think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I-
just like stuck a bike pump in her, just got pump, 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 and then her titties explode. She fucking dies.
I'm pretty sure there's also a kill where he kills somebody with a pogo stick. where
Yes, he
just, like,
does.
just like crushes their chest. And
Yeah.
it's like
It's,
fuck.
it's so
That
ridiculous.
movie
That was the second movie.
Oh,
I
God,
can't-
that
I
movie's
can't
so
hate
good.
those movies because they're so dumb and so funny. It's just like,
Like, oh, you know what the worst part is? Like the best part? You know how he has all of the weaknesses of a traditional vampire? The movie wasn't supposed to be about leprechauns. They just got a midget to play the bad guy and went, no, instead of a vampire, let's make it a leprechaun, and didn't change anything else.
wow.
Vampire in the Hood. Can you imagine that as
Yeah.
title?
Because like all of his weaknesses are traditional vampire weaknesses. He gets less powerful in the sunlight. If you put a certain plant on his containment, he can't get out until it rots. Marijuana, yeah. He's got like a weird ability to seduce people. Like fucking like he's just a traditional vampire.
So wait, so you're saying that they should have made Blackula in the Hood? is
Yes.
What you're telling me right now.
There is a universe where it's black. Yes.
You know, I want to see
Oh my
Count
God.
Chocula roll up on somebody with a 9. I mean, I want to see
I
that.
see you're eating a Frankenberry. You made the wrong choice, motherfucker. Bam, 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 bam.
Oh, literally the gif I posted in chat. That would be him.
Oh, Chris shooting Mia from Resident Evil
Yes.
8. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right, so jokes
Yeah.
aside,
Whoa, dude.
jokes aside, we gotta let Des get her turn. Then we can do
Yes.
outros.
I mean, it's
The
cool.
first, like-
You know, we can just keep talking about leprechauns. No, I'm kidding.
No, wait, no.
No, because then we'll start talking about the fucking
Nine.
trash reboot that freaking made the fucking leprechaun a chupacabra. So
Oh my god.
Ugh.
All right.
Go ahead, Jess.
I was gonna say I had a couple of ideas. So has anybody seen the movie As Above, So Below?
Yes.
So I was thinking about that one. I kind of thought of like a Tomb Raider theme as far as the fact that you're looking for the Philosopher's Stone, but obviously there's going to be a horror aspect because you're dealing with basically like your demons the whole time. So I mean I don't think that we should follow the character from that movie. Obviously, like there should be a whole new character. And we learn bits and pieces of that character's story throughout the game, and that that what am I trying to say? That that determines what demons and stuff that you'll face while you're playing, while you're on your search for the Philosopher's Stone. And of course, like in that movie, they had like a team of people too. So I guess trying to figure out like how to keep everyone safe could be an aspect, but I don't know if that would end up being too much.
Oh yo, anyone remember like Silent Hill Shattered Memories?
unfortunately,
Okay. So the one good idea that game had was it tried to psychologically profile you as you played. What if this game did that and it adjusted the monsters you fought based on how you answer questions or how you solve puzzles to like match your psychological profile?
So if you're
That'd be
intelligent, you get
interesting.
good puzzles. If you're stupid, you get bad puzzles.
Well, not quite what I was getting at, but like more like if you show to be more aggressive, then you'll have demons that represent like you being like an aggressive person. Well, if you're more passive, it'll be more of like a something to prey on that passivity kind of thing. Like the world, the catacombs adapt to fuck with you specifically.
I like that idea,
yeah, I could definitely see it working.
especially if it's just like. But again, I feel like you wouldn't be alone in the catacombs. Like you'd have a team of people with you, hopefully.
Hmm.
So I'm wondering if there's some way that they would be able to incorporate that with the other players as well. I'm thinking of this as a single player game, by the way, too, not as like a multiplayer game.
Quick question: does it scan your memory card as well to profile you off of that?
I see you've been playing Castlevania.
You guys are great.
Yeah, for real.
Imagine if it scans your computer. I see you've been playing Pornhub.
I see you have a Honeycam Studio save file.
Okay.
What does
I
what
saw you
is
like to
the-
visit RedTube a lot.
what is X videos?
X Hamster, a
I've never heard-
deviant I see.
I've never heard of this before.
So actually, with the whole like catacomb idea, because there's another movie kind of similar to As Above, So As Above, So Below, right?
Possible,
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, there's another movie set in the Paris catacombs, literally just
The
called
one
Catacombs.
with the singer Pink.
Actually, there's another one.
I forget the name. of it.
Sorry, there's another one too with Wendigos as the main monster. I forgot what it was because we watched it last year, I think. In Into the Depths or whatever, something. It about literally a bunch of a woman lost her husband and child in a car accident, right? And then her and her friends went down to some camping trip. They went down to catacombs and they ran to Wendigos. I forgot the name of the movie though.
Oh
The
no,
Descent?
I know. Yeah, I know. You're talking about Fuck, I know which one you're talking about. It's
Yes.
I was telling Ren he should watch it when we were doing our other horror movie podcast.
Oh, I thought he was talking about The Descent.
No,
yeah,
that didn't
that's what
take
it sounds
catacombs,
like.
though. Did it?
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah,
Camping
that's
trip,
the
like the
Descent, yeah.
trip, and then going into the caves, and then they get attacked by these creatures, and
were
they start getting
definitely
picked
creature-
off
yeah.
one by one that can actually see in the dark.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I didn't think
yeah,
those were Wendangos though. I thought those
Yeah,
were just called like
yeah, they were
crawlers or
Wendigos.
something. Oh,
I'd never seen Descent,
I
so
thought
that's
that was
gonna be
in
first.
Paris.
I
I
heard-
definitely thought that was
I
like.
heard Descent.
No, that one was in well, it was not filmed in America, but it's supposed to take place in America. But
I didn't think that
the
was-
movie that I was thinking of, it was called literally just Catacombs. And the whole time this chick thinks she's being chased by like this demon in the catacombs. But it actually turns out that it was a prank by her friends and I think her sister as well. And by the end of the movie, she ends up killing like everybody because she was so fucking pissed that
I
like,
remember
they were
that movie,
like
yeah.
fucking with her.
It used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it still is, but that is it was a good movie from what I remember.
Like Catacombs? I can check actually.
Yeah, it was a 2007 movie called Catacombs.
Okay.
I know.
Anything else, Des?
I know. There was
Yeah.
There was like a similar movie that had a sort of ending like that, but not dark like that. It was called I think it was called April Fool's Day, and everything like that. The girl thought every one of her friends was like getting like ganked left and right, but later on it turned out it was all just a prank.
Just a prank, bro.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a prank.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
think I
like
know
the
what you're talking
beginning
about,
of.
but I don't think I ever watched it.
That sounds like the beginning of Until Dawn, in my opinion.
Shit, you're actually kind of right, actually.
Yeah, because
Damn, can-
they pranked the whole thing, and then there was actual Wendigos later on.
yeah.
God, can Quantic Dream ever come up with a unique idea? Holy shit.
I don't think that was Quantic Dream. I think that was Supermassive
Was it?
Games. Yeah,
Hmm. It reminded me of a Quantic Dream game, at least.
it does play like one,
Probably
so
just- yeah.
you're not too wrong. But Des, you were going?
Yeah. So another movie that I had was, have you guys seen that movie Eli that's on Netflix?
No, I have not.
Book of Eli?
No, it's just called Eli. I think it
Oh.
came out last year.
No, I've not. I've heard of it. Only one Eli related I know of is a dude I know and the movie Book of Eli.
Okay. So basic premise of that game is there's this kid, his parents think that there's something wrong with him as far as like being possessed or whatever. I don't know if should I spoil it or I don't know if you guys want to watch it.
I
Keep
think
it
I know which
brief.
one you're. I think I know which one you're talking about. The one where he's like sick, but they're. I'll just leave it at that. Like they
Yeah,
think he's
Yeah,
sick. They
so they
don't
take him
take
spoil
him.
it.
somewhere,
Just give a
and
cliff notes.
Okay, yeah. So basically, like they take him to like see if they can cure whatever sickness they think he has. And that's all I'm gonna say. But it's a horror film. I definitely recommend it. I loved it. But I was thinking of having that one as a video game as well. And it could have like you guys have never seen it, so like I feel like I'm explaining it, but it's not gonna like really go anywhere. um, but I was thinking it could have like it would end up having multiple endings depending on like your sanity in the game, so not necessarily like uh, it it turning out that the kid ends up having what he had in the movie, but because of the facility he's in, all of the happenings that are going on, if his sanity is like ruined, then he'll end up like corrupted is the word I'm going to use at the end of the game. But if he ends up like getting through everything, he'll be fine. I don't know if that makes sense.
That sounds like a mixture of Silent Hill's endings and The Suffering, because I remember in that game, if you had a save file for The Suffering 1 and you played 2, it starts off differently depending on if you got the bad ending, and then it ends differently as well depending on what you do throughout the course of the game. So I think that'd be a nice game to have in terms of replay value. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. That sounds pretty neat, actually.
Oh, yeah, you guys should watch it. Just throwing that out there again.
So, Des, you have any more, or you're done?
I'm done.
Okay, I think we could do these
Uh,
outros. Wait,
I was going to
unless-
ask Ren.
go ahead.
I had one more thing that I wanted to pose because it wasn't specific to a horror movie. So I'll just go through it real quick. I wrote this down. So my idea was a game where you play as a villain character with the premise is that you're fighting against other villain characters for like dominance, basically. And it's sort of like maybe like a twisted sort of competition where it's like, you have to like, rack up points by getting kills, and like the more creative that the kills you do get you more points, sort of like a deception sort of system. I don't know if you guys have ever played any of the deception titles, but it has a very similar system where you set up traps, and the more creative that the traps and combos are, the more points and experience you get. But yeah, I was kind of thinking like I didn't have a specific movie. I was thinking like, oh well, that would be kind of cool if like maybe they mash up appearances from like different horror genres, like characters like like Ghostface, or like we get Michael, Jason, like a bunch of different like iconic characters all together. Or if there was any sort of like specific movie, I kind of see this concept working for like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. If anybody has seen that.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's campy as hell, but it's really good. It's a favorite of mine.
Is it better or worse than that one where it's like Mars Attacks?
I don't know if I'm familiar with that
The one
one.
with the guys with the big brains.
Oh, I've seen Mars
oh,
Attacks.
oh,
the
oh,
aliens.
Come in
Yeah.
peace, shoots gun.
Jack
right.
Nicholson's in that movie. Yeah.
Probably in the same realm, I would say. I mean, it's campy. It definitely dated. I mean, it's old timey. Like it's like from the 80s. So it's one of those movies that they're a dime a dozen from that time. So
That reminds me of like just very hyper gory, maybe like it would be a good mixture of Mad World and Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Like imagine that combining together
oh
where it's
Jesus, yeah.
like that'd be
Oh.
absolutely fucking crazy where you're trying to kill for points and everything's a blood sport. A little bit like the Running Man, but horror characters and monsters going around and killing each other. I think that'd be actually great fun. That would be right for co-op opportunities as well, because you have the scary stuff as the aesthetic and you have the other players that you could beat to death.
Well,
Yeah.
is the main character
I-
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I will only accept this premise if Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator is one of the characters and Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat is in it, just so we can get here lies Sub-Zero, now regular Zero.
Oh god.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
get out. Look, I heard Bloodsport, and I'm like instantly like, yeah, let's get Jean-Claude Van Damme in here as well. Let's do
I mean,
it. Let's get all the actors with the
All the
really heavy
warriors.
accents in.
All I have to tell you, call my agent. I'm free.
Oh, that was
Come on,
fun.
what you doing? Come on, I'm ready. Come on.
I need work. My alimony's not going to pay itself.
Okay.
Guest appearance by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Brilliant.
Okay.
Oh.
We're done now, right now, because let's go ahead and give outros
Yeah.
if we're finished. All right. Bio Devil Salam. Give yourself an outro.
Well, that's not my name, but
Too bad.
fuck
It is
you.
now, bitch.
So you can find me as biodevil_dom on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. I'm kind of just busy with personal life shit at the moment, so you'll probably see me more often on this channel, more so anywhere else. And you'll probably see me posting a lot of Ghost of Tsushima pictures in the next couple of days. But yeah, anyway, that's where you can find me.
Trial. Ashley Grass. Go ahead.
You can find me on YouTube as well as Twitter under the name of Cryo Gaming. Just instead of a O, it's a 0.
Cry Zero.
Yeah.
All right. Pumpkinhead Rain. Give yourself an outro, sir.
You guys can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube at Daybreaker Rain. I post a lot of gaming related content, and share a lot of gaming related news, especially on my Twitter. I am hoping to get back into streaming here soon. I am actually going to be getting fiber this week, so I should be up and running back on my streaming with far better internet than what I have right now. So,
We think of fiber. I'm thinking of food or some shit, but okay.
Yeah, I was about to, I was about to
fiber
say,
wire.
hey,
Sorry.
I'm about to say, everyone needs fiber in the diet, man.
Man, y'all the worst.
Yes. Fiber wire. Exactly. Okay. Weeb-chan. Go ahead and get yourself an outro.
Ha 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 ha. Hi. I'm Nas, and I do a lot of gaming and anime content. Fucking. Yeah, but I post every single day at noon and 2, and I do a lot of streaming as well. Right now, I'm doing a Let's Play of The Evil Within and one of Paper Mario: The Origami King, so come by, check those out. And I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and sometimes in between. So come by youtube.com/c/Nozivix, Nozzivix, and come have a look. See, it's really good.
Hey, all right. And you can find me on Twitter at Immortal Brando. I just post and retweet random shit, so yeah, take it or leave it. Des, a token black lady. Outro yourself.
You can find me at twitch.tv/firstofultra24. I play a lot of horror games there. And you can also find me at twitter.com/Desiree_Veronica.
All right. And thank you all for watching today.
Outro
I
me,
hope
you damn bastard.
Oh, Red, I completely
Nazi
forgot
called
about you.
Okay.
Nazi called it. You are last and least.
Yeah, Ren, I'm sorry. I completely forgot you were here, man. My apologies. Token Wait, man. Outro yourself.
Y'all hear something?
I'm not white. Well, maybe I'm a ghost to you, but still. All right, so you can find me on Twitter at RenOperative_. You can find me on YouTube at Renegade Operative, where I will be dying a lot in Silent Hill, probably a lot. So I'll be doing that for the whole week, and I'll try to get all these podcasts up on the Infinite Ammo Syndicate channel. There you go.
Right. Are you done? All right, good.
Yes.
Thank you all
shut
for
up.
watching.
Shut up.
Damn. Treat him like he's Brian.
No, he's Ryan today.
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you all for watching today. I hope you enjoy us talking about this interesting concept. I hope we do it again in the future with something else or the same topic with other people. So, yeah. Thank you for, being our victims. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna kill Brandon after this.
I did nothing wrong. Help.
Help.